I was trying to find a squirrel to start today's video, but none of them are out right now. So if you didn't see my last video, I'm going to do a series of how to travel like Adam the Woo. My previous video, I explained that by trade I am a travel advisor, and one of the ways I feel like I can honor his legacy is to tell you how to travel the way he did. I know in a lot of the Facebook groups over the past month, I've seen a lot of comments about people, wishing they could go do what he did or wanting to go do what he did. And I just want to do that. And so I'm starting with his last series, his Europe series. In his first video of that series is his travel day video. And the one thing that he talks about is that he is flying from Orlando, MCO, to JFK in New York, and then JFK over to Rome. Adam was a loyal Delta flyer. He obviously had, status, medallion status, and perhaps even a Delta Amex. So Delta has American Express credit cards, and there are different levels: gold, platinum, reserve, and something else. I'm forgetting what it is. But, the more you charge up on an airline credit card, you get in miles. Adam did not travel luxuriously. From what we saw, he didn't stay in 5-star hotels and things like that. He put his money towards what mattered the most, and you will see in a lot of his videos, or his long haul flight videos, he does fly business class or first, or in this case Delta One, which is a whole other world. I think when you get to be a certain age, getting off of a plane after flying for 8, 10, 12 hours is hard. And so he flew in those classes, lay down beds, even though he really couldn't sleep on planes, not a lot. That comfort and that ability to rest was important to him. Not everybody has to fly business or Delta One. There are other options, depending on where you live. It is going to be dependent really on what airline you're going to use. Because if you were in Chicago, for example, United is really the hub up there. So it depends on what airline. But there are, comfort seats. There are extra legroom seats. There's also on long haul aircrafts premium economy, which is kind of the equivalent, sort of like first class. I found a squirrel. He went away. So, and I'll be honest, Delta One, that's a very expensive ticket. I just flew clients from Paris to Atlanta on Delta One, and it's pretty penny. It's a bucket list seat. I'll tell you that. But you know, premium economy is a quarter of the cost. It's the equivalent of a first class seat. And you know, you're getting the same amenities as if you were sitting in first. So there are different options so that you can, you know, be comfortable. Or if you're like, I got a backpack, I am just going to get on a plane, I'm going to go. There are so many economy options. So Adam was a Delta flyer. He loved Delta, and that is how he got to Rome. Once he did get to Rome, he did a couple things. He took out euros out of an ATM at the airport. And that is probably the number one place that I suggest clients get cash out. It is going to give you the best exchange rate. Even if you're paying a fee, the fee is offset by the exchange rate you get. And within the airport, you're pretty assured that what's in there has been vetted and gone through processes to be safe to use. My suggestion on that is to travel with a card that does not have foreign transaction fees. Look for that. We have a debit card, I think through Charles Schwab, that has zero foreign transaction fees. So that's important because those can add up. So that was one thing he did when he landed in Rome. That is of note. The other thing is that most flights from the West, North America, Canada, land in the morning. And it is a significant time away from typical hotel check-in times. And if you're like me, that's all you want to do. You just want to get into your room and you want to get settled and then maybe go out and explore a little bit, depending on how you're feeling jet lag wise. And there are tools for that as well. I'll talk about it at a different time, but there's an app called Time Shifter that helps you adjust to your destination time prior to leaving. We'll talk about it a different time. But the other thing that he did was he booked his arrival for the night before. And what that means is that when he arrived in Rome, his hotel room was already ready. And the hotel knew that he was not a no-show, because sometimes that can happen. If like past midnight you haven't checked in without them knowing, sometimes they'll charge you the cancellation fee. But they knew he was an overnight flight, and they knew he'd be coming in the morning. So he was able to check into his hotel, and yes, you're paying basically for a night. You're not sleeping there. But sometimes those extra 6, 8, 10 hours that you get in a hotel room and not wandering around a city, tired, cranky, all that is completely worth it. Almost every single client that I've had go to Europe opts for doing this. So those are my travel takeaways from Adam's travel day video. And we'll move on to his other days. So like or subscribe so you get all of these little tips so we can all go travel like Adam.